How's it going, everyone? Moses here. A little quick follow up for this Ice Crash Scion. We made some big improvements. First is this. I happen to have um, temple gloves with the hybrid cold resist, increased damage with hits against chilled enemies. It's a temple hybrid mod, so it is insane for this build because everything is chilled. So enemies take 15% more damage, 50% increased damage. But on top of that, it also has attack speed, which I didn't have on my previous gloves because I needed the conversion. And I used one divine orb to get the full conversion this way, and now we're getting conversion from 50% from the skill, and then 2020, that's 90, and then the remaining over here. It costs one divine for this roll, and you cannot get a lower version of this for like couple chaos. So I had to spend a divine over here, but not that big of a deal, right? But these gloves are insane right now with the attack speed and the damage against chill enemies, just everything. Some life roll could be better, but tons of resist, attack speed, and double damage and conversion feels pretty good. Next thing we have is this. I crafted an opal ring. It just has life. I just had tons of resist, so I didn't need it. So not much to talk about over here. Just an opal ring with minus mana cost of skills. The reason why I had to do that is I finally got my staff. It took 1,000, no, it was 2,400 alterations roughly. That's what it took me. Of course, it only needs one alteration to hit. And then we got that Fortify increased physical damage hybrid roll, which is insane. It really is, because that's a pseudo 7 link with level 20 Fortify, which now gives like 35% more damage. But what it did was increasing the mana cost from whatever it was to like 50 something, and then I needed to craft that minus 7 mana cost of skills so that it won't exceed that 53 or 54 or something like that, and that was really insane. So I was unable, the character was stuttering. Fortunately enough, I had an open prefix here, could use that instead of like flat fizz or elemental damage. Either way, we have that. The character works. That's the important part. On top of that, of course, we multi-modded, flat fizz, increased attack speed. That is a one exalt roll, increased attack speed there, and also cold as extra chaos because we're pure cold, so we're getting a big chunk of chaos. If we're looking at the tooltip right now, big damage off of that is also chaos. Of course, that's without flasks and buffs and all that kind of stuff. Our tooltip is scary, 450k almost in sand stands, 370 in blood. The other way, 450k in blood stands. So that's less area of effect but more area damage. And this is the other way around: more area of effect, less area damage. And yeah, the quality roll with the crit, which basically means that with full power charges, I can show you now, offense, ice crash, full power charges right here, 71.4, and that's without critical strike gem. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just using faster attacks because it feels good, instead of that fortify. And we changed the tree a little bit. This is kind of like final form situation, and I'm using increased critical damage because my crit is insane. So what I ended up doing was the bottom side of the tree kind of remained the same. I unspec'd one life point here, but that's not very significant. I removed all the area of effect nodes over here, and what I did end up doing was, instead of going up through here, I now do the connection from here, and I get a shitload of crit multi off of these nodes, which just substantially boosted my overall DPS. So instead of the area damage nodes, I went ahead and I picked up all the area of Templar. Area damage just really feels good, and no change over here. So that's how my character looks like right now. I had to lose a jewel socket to make that happen because there's a lot of points that we needed. And yeah, we're currently level 94. This is an insane cluster for this build. I don't know, I guess I overlooked it initially, and I was looking for ways to scale crit multi, because when you look at your when you look at your crit chance, essentially you're never going to have it, but what you should strive for, like a good rule of thumb, is 10 to 1 ratio between your crit chance to your crit damage. What does that mean? That means that you're going to be efficient about your crit multi ratio if you have, let's say, 50% chance to crit with 500% crit multi, right? So I got 700 or 71.4 crit chance right now. If I had 710, I would be in a moment where I could go either way, and that would give me more damage. So just for the sake of the example, if I get 1% crit chance versus 10% crit multi, I would get way more damage off of the crit multi because it's lower, right? So that's essentially what it means. Okay, so the more we increase the crit multi, the more damage we're going to make compared to crit chance until we reach 714, at which point we could go either way and increase either one of them. Of course 714 is not realistic, not even 700 with my build. It's not really realistic in this particular setting. A big chunk of that comes from crit multi over here. So yeah, I wanted to kind of like show you this, and also there's an elder to kill. That's right, an actual elder. This one is a tier 15, and hopefully we get a Watcher's Eye. So first, we want the power frenzies, endurance. Endurance doesn't matter, but frenzies do, because frenzies means basically that we get our onslaught. So yeah, we need 3 in order to get the onslaught, right? As a raider. There it is. And the chunks. Oh, I forgot the 4th flask rip. Anyways, you can see the DPS is actually stupid. Really does feel pretty good. And yeah, I forgot the charge of the flask. Never mind. The lion's roar, I didn't pop it. Oh, good. So yeah, they did something with the elder fight, like in the recent patch. Yeah, that was just got wrecked. In the recent, the DPS of the staff is, by the way, 530. Yeah, we do need the frenzies. Without frenzies, we don't have onslaught. So yeah, they did something with the Shaper, Elder, Uber Elder fights, and now you have less portals. I think it was not intended. I think what they meant to do is to make Shaper teleport less, because there was a bug when he would just teleport all over the place in an Uber Elder fight, and that would be extremely annoying, and it wasn't supposed to be. So instead they kind of probably slowed down, and as a result it also affected, like, these portals are just insta gone. That's a tier 15 elder right there. By the way, the judgment staff that I have right now is the best DPS. Oh no, I switched to sand stance. Rip. There we go. That was the single target. Now drop me a jewel, baby. Or not. Rip. I got the gloves again, primordial staff. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like give you a little bit of a rundown of what's happening here. This jewel is still very suboptimal. We don't have life here, but it does have a bunch of damage, so I'm okay with it. This is an insane amulet. I got super lucky to drop it. Super lucky. So basically what I'm trying to do right now, the very finish of this character, next level, I'm going to unspec this area of effect node, and I'm going to spec into the attack speed, so that I have that extra 9% attack speed, and then I'm removing faster attacks, and then I'm going to use hypothermia, cold penetration, and that's pretty much the end of the build. Or I managed to craft a good jewel with, like, 15 attack speed for stabs or something like that. That's basically where we're going with that. Anyways, that was the Elder. No jewel. Rip. That makes 27 elders. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one.